Thank you for viewing this training video from Sector 7. This video is geared towards new dealers or anyone needing a small refresher. It will include new product highlights, a note about our transition to threaded mirrors, mounting options for our mirrors, and a quick refresher of our mirrors themselves. To start, we'll go over some new product highlights. Please note, these products were new as of late 2024 and may have changed depending on when you view this video. Please call our team with any questions. First product on this list, we have our billet phone mounts. These mounts come in 3 different kits, first of which being the tube mounted with our infinity mount, which can be attached to any roll cage up to 2 inches. We have our switch mounted kit, which can be mounted to any existing empty switch hole that you have in your machine. And then we have our last mount, which is a 1-inch RAM mount, which any accessory that accepts 1-inch RAM mounts can be used to mount the phone mount. Next on our list, we have our Ridgeline rearview mirrors. This is a convex mirror offered in M10 by 1.25 or a 3/8 by 16 thread pitch. These mirrors offer an exceptionally wide viewing angle due to the convex mirror. They are billet aluminum, built to last, and made in the USA. With those mirrors, we have our Ridgeline mount. These currently only work with the Pro Rs due to the stock roll cage, and they are able to be used to mount our Ridgeline mirror. Next, we have our billet shift knobs and plates. When it comes to the plates, we offer them in 4 different variations. Pictured is the remachined with switch holes. We also offer that without the switch holes, and then we also offer that plate in solid black and solid black with switch holes. And then on the right, we see the billet shift knobs, which are available in full black, as you can see on the right, and remachined, as you can see on the left. Our billet gas caps use all of the stock Polaris internals to retain the ratcheting that prevents over tightening. Pictured on the right, you can see the remachined version, and pictured on the left, we have the solid black version. Next, we wanted to touch briefly on our transition away from our old spud style mirrors and to the threaded style mirrors that we'll be using going forward. The main reason for this was to cut down on stocking part numbers that vendors need to have at their facility. The threaded mirrors use an M10 by 1.25 thread pitch threaded bung. They can be threaded directly into the roll cage if the customer has a bung welded in. They can use one of our threaded mounts, which we'll go over later in this video, or any other aftermarket mount that accepts M10 by 1.25 connections. Like we said earlier, the main reason for this is to cut down on stocking part numbers, but the steel threaded bungs are actually going to be stronger than the aluminum as well, which can help with rollovers and impacts that may have broken the spuds in the past when they were aluminum. Steel has around double the shear strength and 4 times the tensile strength, so this should basically cause less broken mirrors in the long run. Next, we'll talk about mounting options. Our mirrors can mount to almost all vehicles, with the exception of molded cages. Next, we have our infinity mounts. Our infinity mounts are a strap style mount. They will fit under most windshields, and then they will fit roll cages up to 2 inches. These are modular. They use an M10 by 1.25 threaded hole that will be able to use all of our mirrors as well as other accessories that we plan to make for them in the future. A good example of this is our Ridgeline mirror that is able to utilize the infinity mount, a single infinity mount, to mount the mirrors to a roll cage. Next mounting option, we have our UTV mirror mounts. These are new as of 2024. We have 3 different options at the moment. We have our universal UTV mirror mount, which can mount to most flat panels if the vehicle has them. And then we have a couple of our model-specific UTV mirror mount kits, first of which being the Expedition mount. The only difference between that mount is it has a custom machine bracket that goes on the inside of the door panel that is able to hold the mirror mount in place. And then we have our North Star UTV mirror mount, which includes specific hardware and uses the existing OE mirror holes. Next on our list, we have the OG universal clamps. These are the first mounts that Sector 7 made, and these are good currently or modernly to be able to mount behind a full-size windshield when the infinity mount will not work. Next, we have our bung mounts. The bung mounts utilize the A-pillar to roll cage bolts to be able to mount the mirrors. These will not work if the bolts are recessed. They can work if you get some sort of spacer. And then continuing on, we have other dealers in the past that have used the bung mounts to mount to flat panels, similar to the UTV mirror mount kits. And then an additional feature, we're able to mount these to the Can-Am Mavericks up on the A-pillar support bracket. We have a specific hardware kit as well that gives a pretty clean finish once they're mounted up there. Moving on, we are now offering 4 different spud sizes for our mirrors. All of our mirrors come stock with the 2.5-inch spud. You can see this one second from the left. We can also have our mirrors available in the 1.5-inch spud, which you can see on the far left. We have our mirrors in the 3.5-inch, which you can see second from the right. And then we have our 3.5-inch long threaded version, which you can see on the very right. The 3.5-inch long threaded version is good for if you need to thread through a panel and then use a lock nut from the backside. It should be noted that the mirrors come stock with the 2.5-inch spud. The 1.5-inch spud and 3.5-inch spud are separate. We now wanted to touch base on our different mirror offerings. Some customers have different needs, and we wanted to be able to kind of get them the best mirror that they desire. So starting from our top of the end flagship mirror, we have our Prism mirror. These are going to be the brightest mirrors we offer to date. These are 24,000 raw lumens, 100 watts per side. They have the daytime running light, RGB, that a lot of people are able to customize and go along with the aesthetic of their vehicle. The Prisms also include a custom harness and switch, making the install one of the easiest we've had to date as well. The daytime running lights, the RGB running lights, are able to be used as an integrated turn signal as well. The harness includes 2 loose wires, which can be wired into an existing street legal kit to allow the mirrors to be used as a turn signal. Next, we have our sawtooth mirrors. These mirrors are 14,000 lumens. They have a marker light on the side, which once again can be used as a turn signal. This turn signal would need to be wired into an existing turn signal kit, as well as the prisms to be used as a turn signal. The sawtooth and spectrums and prisms all have forward and side-facing lights, as you can see pictured. The spectrums are our OG mirrors. Once again, they have the forward and side lighting, no marker light, and they have the solid black anodized body. These are going to be the same brightness as the sawtooths, 14,000 lumens. And we typically advertise these as the entry-level lighted mirror from our brand. The navigators also include the convex mirror, as well as badges and bezels, which can be removed, powder-coated to match the customer's car. Last thing we wanted to touch base on is the website and ordering. If you haven't already, you can contact us and we can create you a Sector 7 dealer login. This allows you to log in, check pricing and availability of our products. If you have the desire to pay immediately for an order, the website is probably the best way to do that. Otherwise, you can send POs into our sales email, sales@promotobillet.com, and then we are COD at that point, and you only charge once the product is shipped. If you have any questions about getting your dealer account set up, you can give us a call at 208-466-4762.